years ago, and he's gotten a big, windfall of money, and now he wants to put all this in his policy. He goes and does it without talking to me. I don't know when that's happening. I wouldn't know unless the company tells me. So you want to be with a company that's going to notify you, hey, you're approaching this limit. Do you want to do this? Some companies are just going to let you do it, and it'll just happen. And once it happens, you cannot reverse it. You do not want to be with a company that's going to do that to you.
Right, that's a tough one to go ahead and take that hit with the modified endowment contract. That's definitely something that you just take a hit. It's like, oh man, it's definitely a hurtful thing, because you're in taxation mode at that point, and there's so much cash left up for taxation, so definitely, yeah. So we got one more question, and then I'm gonna ask Chris some questions, and then we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. The goal is, this is the question, Chris, the goal is overlapping policies to maximize financial coverage and minimizing taxation liabilities.
Wait, say that again now?
The goal is overlapping policies to maximize financial coverage and minimize taxation liabilities.
That is one of the goals, yes.
Okay, definitely. I would agree with that too as well. I just wanted to ask that question. So, Chris, how does this get done? How do people start the process? Because so many people are behind. They don't have the information. How do they get started, Chris?
Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to have an analysis done on your individual situation. We offer a data sheet that I send out to everyone who asks for it. You can email me at info@ffecorlando.com. That's info at F as in first, F as in financial, E as in education, C as in centers, Orlando.com. So info@ffecorlando.com. If you send me an email and send you a data sheet, we'll send out a form to you that's going to ask you particular information. We don't need your account numbers or your personal information on that form. What we do need is numbers. The account balances. How much interest are you paying? What is your minimum payment on the debt that you're trying to take care of? What is your actual payment that you're making on that debt? How much are you saving? How often are you saving? What do you have as balances in your savings? That would be your 401ks, IRAs, any of that retirement money, any savings that you have in the banks as well. So once we have this information, we can actually show you a plan of action of how one of these policies can work for you. And our goal is to do it to where you don't come out with any additional money out of your pocket. That's the biggest thing that we try to do for clients, is we don't want to add anything more to what you're putting out. We just want to restructure and show you a better way to do things. So if you send that email, request your data sheet, that is the first step. And of course, my number's on it. You can call me at any time to ask any questions that you may have about this system as well.
Chris, I'm happy that you have one of those businesses you can be in the public and still help public people out. I think, it's wow how you have such a quality, top-notch private type education product and service, and it's in the public, and a lot of people in the public have not taken advantage of it. It's still an elite tool, and it's just, I remember in our last episode, I asked you how many people in the country can do what you do, and you told me it was less than 1,000 people. And I think, for people that are listening to, who you're listening to, yes, Trust Christian, and then, I have Christopher Holt on. And so, yes, Christopher Holt is that guy that, yes, there's less than 1,000 people in the country that can do what he does in an industry. And the industry is very niche, and it's very protected, and it's an elite tool type caliber industry. You hear about industry, it's like saying, there's a Rolls Royce, and then there's a Honda. You know what I mean? So, there's, but the thing about it is, you were worth all of them. So you could always afford those cars, you just had to get the loans, because people can get loans in their cars, most people do. So, there's ways to get that Rolls Royce, there's ways to get many of these things, and I think that individuals being creative, thinking outside of the box will really help themselves out. Chris, why do people need to do this?
Well, if you want to be efficient with your money. I mean, everybody here wants to, I can pretty much say if 99.9% of the people I talk to want something better for themselves. This is something better for yourself and for your money. You don't get much better than these types of systems. You just don't. I will argue up and down with anybody to find a better system that they can put into place other than a private banking system that is being run correctly, that is structured correctly and with the right company, and they're educated properly on it. I would argue with anyone that it's not possible to find anything better than this, because there is no other platform that allows you to do what this system will allow you to do at any income level, wealthy or not. There is no better system. That is why, if you are concerned about your finances, you need to be talking to somebody who understands this stuff. Period.
There you go. I think that's exactly why. And, you know, I know me and you sit here and laugh about it, but I can tell you that private banking system is so powerful. It's like, it's crazy how it can become a norm. Yeah. And when it's a norm, it's like, wow. Like, so I had to talk to Chris and get him back on, because when I've been blown away with it ever since I first engaged with it, and to know that you could do it was just a blessing in disguise, and it was just like, wow. So it's just been a blessing 100% all the way around with Chris being able to engage. And it's just like, really, yeah, Chris knows the private banking information, you know. It's like, I mean, geez, you're 1 in 1,000 in the country. I mean, how many are you in the world? You know, it's an amazing thing. And so I'm really excited about it. I think everyone should definitely email you. I would love everyone to email you. Perry through Christian, Trust Christian to Chris here. But Chris is someone that, you know, like I say, you know, Chris is in an industry that has long history in the States, long history in general, and his industry still pays big bucks. There's insurances on everything. You know, that's what you learn in Trustee Training. When you come to Trustee Training, that's what you immediately learn. You learn, hey, you get in here, you start insuring everything. You know, that's the only thing that's inside of the trust. It's the working capital and the insurance policy for the company. That's it. And this is what's going on. These people are setting up private banking cartels. That's what the Federal Reserve is. You know, so it's just interesting, ladies and gentlemen, how people in the public, they say, oh, I want to better my life. They hear how the Federal Reserve is set up, but they change not their ways.
Yeah.
You know, it sounds like that story, I think of, you know, the story in the Bible where the guy gets him lost in the wilderness because the people didn't want to listen and hear the word. And the word is that Chris is not telling anyone on this line anything new. We can agree.
Really is.
Chris is not coming with the new. Chris is coming with, this is how it's being done. And so, for individuals that say they want to change their lives, I've made Chris available to the network. Chris is awesome. I mean, to know that he can get the job done, is in connected with great stead and resource. I'm happy about the relationship we have with him. And so, Chris is another example of brothers doing business together once again, which is awesome. I'm excited about that. And he knows his skill, ladies and gentlemen. And so, I don't need to know the numbers other than making sure that I'm in compliance with not turning things in the mix. That's all you got to do as a trustee. And Chris is going to help our families build private banking cartels legally, like everyone else is set up. So, if people really want to know what I said in the more like common term, the common term in the public would be he's setting up family offices. He's setting up private family banking offices. That's what he's setting up. And these are things that sometimes money can't buy you unless you have the right relationships. So I just thank you, Chris, for coming on and, you know, doing an episode for me today and really sharing with the Vault audience, you know, what it is that they can do. If there's anything that you feel that would help, that would be awesome. Anything that you say is a what if, what if they don't do this, Chris? What if people don't set up a private banking system for themselves? Not just for yourself, but for generations. I was telling someone earlier today, we were in a consultation, and I said, so what happens when you set up a situation where you have a trust situation in place, where you have an insurance policy on you, and it's like He-Man insurance. So when you die, the trust gets filled back up so it can replace you and replace your salary and get a new CEO, quote-unquote, trustee in place again. Chris, this is what I do, man. It's like, I'm like, can you grasp that this is the lifestyle for the quote-unquote rich and famous? Like,
absolutely.
So what if, Chris? What if they don't do this, Chris?
There's a presentation that I have online, and I'll invite everybody to go view that. And in that presentation, I talk about an example of Mark and Joy's story. And in that story, it talks about how the banking system worked for them. It gives you their numbers, and it also gives you what is the cost to not do this. In their example, their cost was over $1 million not to do the system. I mean, it was crazy when you think of the money that they would be foregoing by simply not doing the system. So if you go to yfbinfo.com, stands for Your Family Bank info.com. So yfbinfo.com. View that presentation and see what their cost was. Everybody has a cost for not doing it, I can tell you that. There is a cost to do it, which is internal, but as we show you, the benefits of getting it far outweighs what you're losing by not doing it. That's the best way I can say that. Check that out for yourself. Check out your own situation. Get your numbers and find out what your cost is for not doing this. Everybody has a cost for not doing this. It's just that simple. Everyone has a cost. If you're in a situation where you can do it, and you don't do it, there is a cost when you don't. Just believe that there is. So that's the best way I can say it.
Hey, you said the cost. You know what's so crazy? As you think about how much money your company's making every single month, how much your house is making every single month. I hear so many people. I mean, Chris, you know my clientele. They're talking $25,000. I'm making $80,000 a month. I'm making $100,000 a month. Making $100,000 a month. How much of that are you capturing in your family bank? Period. We're done with that part of the conversation, so we can move it up on to where the individuals that aren't making, $100K a month, $50K a month, $25K a month, individuals that are making $5K a month, or people that are making $3K a month, oh wow, you got $3K a month going through your private family house. Absolutely. Now, that's something that's feasible to start from there, and it's just mind-blowing how many individuals. I mean, they just don't see that they can start from right there. And I just want to let you know, if you're not capturing that $3,000 to your private banking system, someone else will. It's just that simple. It's kind of like a default mechanism. Yeah. So, I think about if you're not capturing that $3,000 a month, that $5,000 a month, you're not capturing that $8,000 a month, you're not capturing that $10,000 a month, or whatever it is. If you're not capturing that into these types of policies, what are you doing? Your money's not insured, and we're talking about protecting your money by insuring it, by putting it in private banking system policy, not just a regular traditional insurance policy otherwise. So, really excited. Thank you, Chris, for coming on. Chris is a great partner. We get to enjoy him in the private, but he's an asset manager. When you get people like this in life, I'm really so honored and blessed that we can be around individuals such as Chris, because Chris is a very diverse individual. But to have Chris right here just be like, hey man, this is what the leader uses. Chris is trained by some of the best. Chris has years of experience. I'm so excited that he has the wherewithal to do what is it that we need him to do. See, it's sometimes when, like, you know, so many people say, oh, I need to start our own bank. We need to do this. You know, you hear all these ideas out here, Chris, on the internet.